The first and most important step when you're installing your treadwear graphics is to make sure that the tires and the tire surface is clean. Now, as you can see, I have several different household degreasers. Any number of heavy degreasers will work fine. Soak the general area, take a clean cloth, and start to scrub off the residue. Now, this is a brand new tire, and because of that, it's not going to take as much cleaning as if your tire were used and had quite a few miles on it. You're going to know that your tire is clean when two things happen: when you don't start getting a lot more black residue off, and it starts to stick to the tire. You hear that sound, you can tell that it's sticking and it's cleaning. So we have a nice solid rubber on rubber application when it comes time to put your graphics on. If you do that and get it clean, it will be a permanent application to the tire. As you can see, very little residue is coming off, and that rag is sticking to it. That means your letters are going to stick too. Now, one of the most important things about installing your letters is to choose the correct place on the tire to put them. On a low profile tire such as this, you don't have to worry too much about getting them too high or too low because you don't have a lot of area to work with. But you do want to make sure, especially if you have other graphics like this on the other side, that your graphics on this side are centered and even with it. So what you want to do is just kind of trace a line from over here across the center point over to here, and it falls just right about in the middle of that. And then take your graphic or your letters and lay them out. As you see here, I've got the word Honda laid out. The H has already been peeled. The blue protective coating is there to keep the letters protected while you're doing the installation process. But the middle letter here you see is the N. So the letter N will be the one you place first, and it'll go right here in the middle. Now you'll also notice that the area that we've chosen on the tire has some existing graphics on the tire. These are inconsequential. The letter will stick right on top of those, and once you have a brilliant white letter in place, you won't even be able to see those anymore. Now we cleaned the tire, as you remember, and now we also need to just hit a little shot on the letter itself to make sure there was no manufacturing residue left over. What you can do is just take all the letters in a pile and just give them a little shot and just wipe the cleaner off. Then the next thing we're going to do is put some glue on the letter. Now I've already opened up the package. This is our instant adhesive. It's patented and will make the letter stick immediately. With the glue, it works so well that the best method is less is more. So you see I'm just putting a little coating here on it. And after I do this, I'm going to use the nozzle to spread it out. I'm not actually squirting glue at this point. I'm just spreading out what's existing on there. So a thin, even coat spread across the letter, and it will stick immediately. And if you get a little light in areas, just squirt just a little bit. But you're spreading it like a paintbrush. As you see there, it's a nice even coat. And remember, we're putting it right here. Now, placing the letter is important because you don't want to get it right on the edge. You want to put it right about in the middle. And once you stick it, it's going to be down. I'm sticking the top edge here first, as this tire has a pretty aggressive curve to the sidewall. Once I get the top, I just take my thumb and bend it on around. And this gives you an idea of just how well these stick, because it's going to take this heavy radius here in just a few seconds and be stuck permanently. Once everything seems to be stuck, then you'll just take and rub over it, creating a little bit of friction, a little bit of warmth. And speaking of warmth, you'll notice that we're inside. The reason we're inside, it's about 45 degrees outside, and that's too cool for these to stick. The tire surface needs to be at least 50 to 55 degrees, and it works even faster. Okay, warm. You'll notice I'm about to place the second letter here. One thing that's important about our Deluxe Racing font is that you hold the letter in the correct orientation. These can be installed upside down. This N and this O have to be installed a certain way. You'll notice that you have a short side here, and it's a longer side and a little bit more of a lean here because these actually have a curve built into them, so they'll curve around your tire just right. Oh, now you'll also notice here there's a manufacturing nib in place here. You want to pull all those off because those will get in the way. The letters themselves will not get in the way, but these nibs will, so we're pulling those off. Now we're ready to place the letter. Once you get it in place, you can use a rag such as this also to put it down. I'm actually using that because this one was already peeled and I wanted to make sure I didn't get any glue on the letter. As you can see, it's down. It's good. Okay, I peeled the last bit off, and as you can see, we have nice, even tire graphics that look stunning for your motorcycle, or your car, or your ATV, or your truck.